Toulon to Gonzalez. Gonzalez back to Toulon. Toulon drives to the hoop. He scores. And one. This is Hoops Upside Your Head, the basketball podcast that presses full court and makes threes the old-fashioned way. And now, the hosts of Hoops Upside Your Head, Coach B and E.
What's up, hoopers, ballers, shot callers? Welcome to the maiden voyage of Hoops Upside Your Head. I'm E, here with Coach B.
Yes, sir.
Right on. And I got to tell you, I'm extremely excited to get this show started. And modern technology allows us to move quickly and effectively because Coach B is posted up in his New York studio. I'm here in the A, representing the South, but I'm wearing my 5-borough New York t-shirt. So don't even think about it. That's where I ball from. But again, I'm excited to get this show started. I've wanted to do this show for over a year and talk to a couple of folks. I guess my mind was a little too closed-minded because I was thinking about people who were here and close to me physically to co-host the show, because this is not a show you do by yourself. You got to have a partner and, talk to a few cats, got lukewarm responses. That, would have been good hosts, but you got to want to do this and you kind of got to be in the game. And, God works in that magical way. And I find myself co-hosting this show with my man, Barry, who we've known each other now 40 years. And our relationship really started on a basketball court at prep school 40 years ago. And isn't that right?
Yes, sir. I walked down the court. Why is he looking at me like that? What's going on?
I was looking at everybody that walked on the court, bro. I was like, okay, who owns this space here?
I was like, I know he's not from Jersey because he's looking at me hard. Like, why he coming on the court? And what do you think he's going to do? That's the look we give everybody growing up, man.
Hey, listen. I gave Kevin Thickpin that look, but he had a full beard. I'm like,
that's Ohio cats, man. That's what it is.
Kevin mutton chops and a fro. I'm like, yo, he must be a student teacher or something. You can't just go here. But so we get to do this with the background of having played a lot of ball together, watched a lot of ball together, talked a lot of hoops together. So it only makes sense to do this, Hoops Upside Your Head together. And, you are my resident expert, the resident expert on this show. You've been coaching over 20 years at the high school and AAU level. So you bring the real, the relevant, what it smells like, you still smelling sweaty chips.
I'm still washing them smelly uniforms.
Oh, damn!
And don't forget to keep it in the bag for 3 days, man, because they get real bad.
That's crazy, man.
That's coach life, man. That's coach life.
Right. But you know what? That means that is a sheer sign of love.
Yes, sir.
Right? And that's a beautiful thing. I haven't coached since my son stopped playing, 20 or so years ago. He's 36 now. But, I had my time in that window coaching rec league ball, and you never lose that taste for figuring out how to win, man. He won championships in 2 different marketplaces because I'm moving around as a sales manager. He won a championship in Maryland, won a championship in North Carolina. So we came back from 25, down 25 at the half. And I was head coach that day because I was actually assistant coach of this team. Don, my man Don, was the head coach, but he couldn't coach that day. We came back from 25. These kids, they lost their minds because I told them, I said, look, this ain't over. Here's what we're going to do. And, just like our opening says, we press full court.
There you go.
And we made our threes the old-fashioned way, boy, making foul shots. That's going to be that's a pet peeve of mine. You know that.
Oh, good.
So we're going to be talking about that. But
I'm going to be talking about counter analytics because I'm this new analytics is driving me crazy.
You know what? They're not so much driving me crazy. They're so player skewed for me. And I need to see more coaching analytics. I need to see more data on the best coaches, because part of what drove me to want to do the show is I've been a caller in the NBA radio for a few years. And you go back and find tape of your boy. And I try to be thoughtful. But the last time I was on with Jared Greenberg and Brandon Haywood, and they were talking about coaching. And I got on and I was like, listen, tell me what your coaching criteria is, because all I heard you tell me were coaches with championships. And right now, that's 5 coaches.
Yeah. There's not a lot of those.
There's not a lot of coaches with rings in this league. So what's your coaching criteria? And they was a they gave me nothing. And so that got me thinking, I'd like to, with your help, really start to dissect and come up with some criteria that make sense, that somebody with that data can apply. Yeah. What's your starting lineup effectiveness? What's your substitution pattern effectiveness? What's your late quarter, late half, late game, play calling effectiveness? If you can gather all this data on players, you absolutely can do it on coaches. And then by that, stretch the organizations.
Yes.
Right? We can sit here and say what the best organizations are, but I'm already going off tangent and off script. But
that's what we do. That's what we do.
That's what we're going to do. But it's all in line with what this show is about, because this isn't just about players, teams, stats. Who did you see that play last week? This is about really the full order of this beautiful global game that continues to grow. And it grows beyond just the court. It, as a business, it's monstrous now. And the talent, more than any other league, has a say in what's happening, which I love. So we'll be talking about league game issues. And we're primarily a pro basketball focused show, but basketball, again, just like the Hall of Fame, is all inclusive, right? It's not just NBA, but our focus is at the top of the game. But we will talk about the ladies. WNBA championship starts tonight. Yeah. We'll talk about college.
Started yesterday. The FIBA started yesterday, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about college, international, but the basis, the focus will be the pro game, which, only makes sense. But we'll talk about those issues. We'll talk about the day-to-day, the teams, who's performing, who's not, what statistics look like. And a couple of other segments I'm excited about having on the show is yours, Coach B's Corner. Tell the folks about that one.
Coach B's Corner is going to start out with just giving you an evolution of how I've come about starting, which I started the same way you did as a rec coach.
Right.
I guess I was one of the few fathers who showed up on the first day of practice for my daughter's inaugural practice, and they looking around saying, "We need a coach." All I did was take one jump shot. I made it, and they said, "Hey, you're the coach." I was like, "Man, if I missed that jump shot, I probably wouldn't be sitting here." I knew I should have taken a 3, man. But I love it, man. And so I started out the same way at CYO, coaching the team that the first coach didn't want. Mm-hmm. So I had skill development from day one. I had 8 girls who couldn't dribble, couldn't shoot, didn't understand, didn't know the game. So it's like from day one teaching. I had to, this is the baseline, this is the foul line, this is the paint from day one, CYO. And man, I stayed with that team 4 years. We actually won a couple of playoffs games. We went to the semifinals in the Archdiocese. Man. And when my daughter moved on, I stayed with the program. And
love of the game.
And it got even better when you're not coaching your child.
Right.
Now you have no biological connection, and nobody can say, "Oh, you're playing favoritism with your child."
Right.
Now it's just
right. You just be Coach B and not Coach B and Daddy. Yep.
But when I started, I was that Bobby Knight coach, man, screaming, hollering, trying to motivate them, trying to push them.
You know why that was though? Because you were in the early middle stages of your career, and so your stress was manifested on those children.
And I I was getting even from all the coaches that used to scream at me like that.
This is how I was coached. This is how you'll be coached.
And it motivated me when I missed that layup and Coach Wall said, too much French pastry, Gonzalez. I was like, man.
That was just his phrase for New Yorkers, baby.
Yeah, it was.
No, I should have, had I been more savvy, I'd have come in with a box of French pastry one day.
Yeah, yes.
I would have started handing them out.
Give him a croissant or something.
Word.
And so that voyage started there. And then I'll tell you the truth, man. I stayed with CYO for a while, like almost 10 years. My son played, and as a basketball player, he turned out to be a hell of a track and field star. So just to show you what kind of coach I am, I wasn't going to force my son into my love.
He literally ran him off the court.
Yes, we went and we joined the track and field team. And, you know, when you showing up as a parent consistently, they make you coach. So I went and got a USATF level 1 certified track and field license.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. And I coached track and field. Jamaica, Queens for another 10 years. Yes, sir.
I'm a Queens boy, y'all, just so y'all know. He struck a note.
That's what I wanted to tell you. It was St. Albans. We were the Rising Stars.
Cambria Heights, next door neighbor.
Yes,
right on. Right on. Man, that's beautiful.
We went all over the country. I got Olympians that I got kids in college now that I coached when they were 6 years old.
Really?
Just became the MVP for the SEC championship. You running for Arkansas.
Oh, get out of here.
Future Olympian, man.
You guys track coaching chops.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You may have better chops on track.
Yes, I do. I got more golds in track and field than I do in that. It ain't gonna stop me though.
That's right. I keep coming.
I'm gonna keep coming. It's the same way it never stopped me when I got cut. I'm gonna keep coming.
Right.
Yeah, man. And then I got a job at a high school as an assistant coach varsity, and I did that for 6 years. And I thought I knew a lot. This is amazing how much you think you know, and especially when you're working for a head coach that doesn't know much, because you don't know what you don't know, and that's what's scary.
So, what did you realize? How much you did know? Because how little he did know.
When I joined this Harlem United AAU program about 6 years ago, I started going 2 years working with the two coaches there than I did in 15 years prior.
Interesting. So
and they're younger than me, and they.
So hold on. You know, the bad rap that AAU coaches get of not being real coaches, more talent managers. You didn't experience that. You experienced real, fundamentally good coaching.
Yes, I experienced coming with a practice plan, getting drills where everybody's active, not where two guys are doing a drill and 10 guys are sitting on the side waiting to get their turn.
But you got rotations going.
Yes, sir. And then just a practice plan that builds toward a game plan.
Right.
And just teaching the rotations on defense, teaching rotations on offense, the basics of an offense, how to build an offense. I mean, it's one thing to just yell, yeah, I'm going to push the ball. We're going to have a fast break offense.
Yeah.
But teaching them the lanes to run, where to stop, you know, that I learned that 2 years with my AAU program. But we'll talk a little bit more about that because I have a theory of why I learned so much from this AAU program as compared to others that, you know, you say have like that bad rap.
That's exciting. That's good. I'm looking forward to it. You know, it's you're hitting all sorts of chords with me, but a couple of things jump out. Everything we do and pretty much have done since we got out of school has been, and even before that, because we were parents young, is talent management, talent development. I mean, listen, fatherhood is the ultimate talent development job, right? I mean, there's no job more important and that's what you're doing, right? Developing talent. I don't care whether people go, oh, that's very clinical and you love your child. I say, yeah, I do, but I got to develop their talent.
Yes.
I got to put them in position to make their dreams come true so they can win. Did it at work? You do it at work with your people. You're doing it on the court with your team, right? So that becomes kind of, okay, that's where my focus is. How do I shape and build this talent? And, you know, and you were just talking about it, it's having a strategy, right? Because you didn't, as a player, I didn't think about our strategy as a team. Ooh, we're going to be a fast break pressing team. We're going to walk it up. We're going to play zone versus man, right? Those are all strategies. And then It's the tactics, the execution of the strategy, and the building of the talent. We suck at free throws. So we're going to spend the next 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes and the last 30, right? Because live legs and tired legs shoot free throws differently, right? So there's skill development involved. So, all of the stuff that I've learned in the business world and working in Fortune 500 and growing people and leading, I think now, boy, I'd be nice as a coach because I wouldn't emotionally be caught up in any of that. I'm like, shut up. You know what? Been here, done that. And I think given all of the technology, you can be very creative in how you teach these young people.
Yes.
So this couldn't have been better timing because this league is on fire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's on fire.
And I'll tell you, when you first came to me with this idea, I'm not a real public type person in terms of media. Even though I'm out there as a coach, and you out on the fishbowl when you as a coach, and everybody's talking about why he did this, why he put that dude in. And as a manager in the business world, I was always in the fishbowl. Every decision you make, everything you say is dissected. Is that about me? Who's he talking about? And it's the same thing as a coach. So in that private type setting, I was comfortable. Now I'm out in a public setting doing it. So when you came to me at first, I was like, do I really want to put myself out there? And then you started telling me, first of all, you gave me the name, Hoops Upside Your Head. And that was a wrap right there. You had me at Hoops. And then when you said Upside Your Head, I was like, uh-oh. First I said, Trench better not come after me. Then we're going to have it because we both old. I think I can take them now. Maybe not 30 years ago. But
remember, they bit that off of the original. Yes. Right? The original song had nothing to do with hip-hop. That was an R&B song.
And you can sample it for the podcast.
Listen, I don't know that we're doing that because we ain't paying them kind of royalties. I'm not going to court.
So I ain't going to court either.
We'll make up some new music.
But you had me at Hoops. Then you talk about the format, and we're just going to be, me and you, basically doing what we've done our whole lives at different intervals.
Right.
Get together, talk hoops. See
it's like we're picking up a conversation from 1982.
Basically, yeah.
May, just before we graduated, we're up getting snited. And
yeah. Hey, what you forgot to tell them was that we were roommates our senior year.
No, that's what I'm saying. I was trying to intimate that we were headed out of here.
Yes, exactly.
Together, man, that's
crazy. And we used to sit up there talking basketball, watching the games right in the TV. All the champions
had been in the common room, off against Celtic fans, ready to fight any Celtic fan.
Oh yeah, because you know how it was. It was either the Lakers or Celtics.
What?
And people don't know what minority is until you are really the minority in a room full of people.
Hey, bro, but let me say something.
Yeah.
Those young men left there with appreciation, true appreciation for Soul Train.
Yes.
I got my Soul Train on Saturday, and nobody tried to stop me.
They better know who Don Cornelius is. They still looking like Don who?
I'm like, nope, this is going to happen right now.
That was about the extent of what they were exposed to at that time also.
That's about the extent of what you could expose them to.
Anyway.
Other than us, what they got exposed to was us.
Yes.
That's the exposure they needed because how many of them had never interacted with a brown person that didn't work for them?
I know.
How many? It's unbelievable. I mean, my neighborhood wasn't right with white folks, but I went to school with white kids. They were not a foreign substance.
Yeah.
But they were short of coming up and touching us to see if it would be melted off.
Or checking the hair, see how the hair felt.
Oh, see, that's how you get Kevin Thigpen. You do stuff black boys don't respond to. Don't throw that water balloon. Don't do it.
Yes.
Oh. We got so much to talk about because I bring up Kev because pound for pound in high school, I don't know, there was a bad dude that I played against, man. And, I played against Pearl Washington, and, cats in Summer League who I didn't even know who they were, got slayed. I'm like, who's that fat kid that just dropped 30 on it? That was Dwayne Washington. Oh, really? That was a bad man.
I got to agree with you because guys I played against, he ranks up there because I played against Kenny Patterson, who ended up in DePaul, Hutchinson out of Benjamin Franklin, and they ate me up. But Kev was just a whole other level because he was just so fast. And
that daggone bang bang crossover and just bounce up, hit that jump in your face. I hated that. I loved it, man. I mean, listen, we're gonna get him on here. He's VP, because everybody we bring on here that's a baller has been balling in some other walk of life.
Yes,
and that's the exciting piece for me. And for me, basketball is an ultimate teacher because it combines both the individual and the team. And you can see it, you look at it, you know it. And what you've done for the last 30 years, how much has been exactly that combination. On the job, you got to bring it individually, but you've got to be a strong, solid team player, right? And Hoop informs that, I think, better than anything you get as a young person. It is, for me, the ultimate test of a coach, too, because no coach is closer to the game, right? No coach has the ability to make changes in almost real time. And really real time, we call them plays, right? And as much as a football coach does a lot, he got a squadron.
He got an offensive coordinator. He got a defensive line coach, offensive.
He got drones.
At the high school level.
Hey, here's what we see, coach. That basketball coach is looking at it at ground level.
Yes.
Right. Making decisions on what happened on that side of the court and really couldn't see everything.
Yep.
It is, it's the greatest game, man. Half played in the air, half played on the ground by the biggest, fastest, strongest dudes. Our 7-footers. Mm-hmm. Our 7-footers got the feet of ballerinas.
Yes, sir.
I argue with my cousin who I love. He's the sheriff of Suffolk County, Long Island. So I don't argue long or loud. But he's a hockey player. He's from the Bronx.
Okay.
Went to Cardinal Hayes. Was a baseball player, moved out to the island as he got into his career and started playing hockey. He plays competitive hockey to this day. He's 57.
Wow.
He was just here in Nashville playing for a championship, was in Europe last year, played in France. But he tries to make the argument that hockey players are the best athletes. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Yeah, I get it. They playing on skates, but they playing triple shifts. They got pads, sticks.
Yeah, different.
But he makes a good argument. He got a doctorate, so
well, the only sport I can say that, and even then I don't give it that much, is soccer because they run a lot. Mm-hmm. Basketball is the only sport where you have to do transition, offense, defense, full transition.
Yeah.
Where in other sports you have different line changes, you have changes from offense to defense, and you get to sit while the other side plays. Like in baseball, football.
You mentioned, you hit on it. Basketball is the only game where everybody on the court does the same thing.
Yeah.
And no specialists now. There are people who do things better.
Right. But you still got to do it.
But you got to do everything. Yes. You can't be on my court as a great rebounder and can't dribble. You can't actually bounce the ball a few times.
You still got to guard your man. You can't stay under the hoop and say, my job is rebounding.
Right. Everybody has the same skill set.
Mm-hmm.
But different strengths inside of those. And, it's wonderful. But listen, this is episode 0. We could go on and on. But
which we will.
We will. That's why there are other episodes coming and going upside your head. But let me just recap for the folks. This is Hoops Upside Your Head. He's Coach B. I'm E. What you're going to get are us rapping about NBA hot topics, and there are so many to discuss, dissect, and debate. Our first one, I think you'll enjoy in episode 1, where we talk about player power and the advent and the use of that. Coach B's Corner will come at you every episode, which is every week, where he'll talk about the coaching life, impacts, things going on, things he's seeing. He's our resident expert, so this is going to be dynamite. You're going to get me because clearly I got something to say. I'm Ice Cube. I got something to say. And So you're going to have E's rap, and I'm going to have a take on something every week, typically tied to that hot topic. So we'll get that in. Occasionally, we'll have a guest because guess what, folks? We know some folks who've played the game at a high or highest level. We know some folks doing it at the ultimate highest level. We'll leave that for you to just kind of think about what could he be talking about from that standpoint. What's the highest level? Doing it in the NBA. Just noodle that, smoke that over, think about it.
We're gonna talk about the Eastern Conference.
On one, yeah. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the Eastern Conference, that outlook. Mm-hmm. Each of us is gonna come with our 8 playoff teams from top to bottom. Go ahead. I'm sorry, B.
And the division winners as well.
Right. Yep. Looking at it from a division standpoint, and then the next 5 to come up with the best 8 from the Eastern Conference. We'll do that for the Western Conference in episode number 2. Again, you'll get Coach B's Corner. You'll get E's Rap. At some point soon, we'll have a guest come on here and talk some more hoops. So we got so many people that are going to want to come on this show. I had to get an admin to start taking names.
That's right.
But just so you folks know why we can do this, well, there's 100 years combined basketball experience on the mics here.
Yes.
Right? We've been playing, watching, coaching, talking, smelling, running the game for a combined 100 years. So that in and of itself should give us the opportunity to do this. But we got more than that. We're both New York City born and bred. Right? So the game we know was built into us like no other. My knees see concrete and start crying. Yeah. But they also go, boy, back in the day, I bounced right up off that thing. Do what I do.
And the heartbeat pounds when you hear the dribbling of the basketball.
Man.
Every time I walked by a basketball court and I hear that ball pounding, my heart pounded and I wanted to get on that court. I got next.
B, I put a half court in the backyard just so I could do that. You know?
Yeah, right.
And I put school colors on the court floor.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hello. But we've played at a high level. I don't say the highest level, but championships in high school. I got a taste of the D1 college life. Flew on my first plane because I was playing D1 basketball. So, we're connected. Again, the high level players and coaches and others in the game. And, hopefully our take will be different because we are all of those things, but we're also well-educated, successful professionals who've been in the game outside of hoop, right? Who mix it up in life. And yeah, we're fresh, even though we're old school, and fresh is old school, but y'all probably don't even know that.
They don't know it yet.
But this is the joint. See, it's going to be that kind of party, y'all. We're going to get some stuff off our chest, talk some smack, pick some winners, and have a bunch of fun. And B, I am honored to share the mic with you, man. And
Same here, man. Same here.
All right. So until next time, on Hoops Upside Your Head, this is E.
This is Coach B.
We'll talk to you. Peace.